living, still tipping on four grades when I escalade. When I'm riding free wheel, now smoke rapping, no hacking.
Well, it's on the rack that I'm catching up with today. I'm catching up with my vehicle. I have a 2004 Chevy Malibu sedan with a 3.5 liter V6 engine. I'm kicking it with my 2004 Chevrolet Malibu sedan because the winter is coming to an end. Spring is and summer is coming around, and you might want to clean out your vehicle from all the debris from the trees, the fall, the winter, snow, salt. And in my case, I will be working on my AC, the air compressor. It's gonna get really warm in my vehicle and I want it to be really cold. I could get my vehicle to up to 40 degrees if I recharge my vehicle's AC. So I have no problems with my AC under the hood. When I popped it open, fans were spinning properly. So this is the AC Pro Ultra Synthetic AC Recharger. It helps with maximum cold air. Can also fix any leaks that's coming out of your AC. Extend the life of the AC. It comes with a digital meter that tells you if it's filled. Filled goes up to 50. So the pressure that I had on my vehicle was 24, which is in range. That means it's good. If it's over 50, you might want to take it to a mechanic. That's what I'll be using to recharge my AC. I will show you how I did that. Okay, so before we use this bottle of AC Pro AC Recharger, we're gonna use the AC manifold, gauge, and hose. Then before this gauge and hose, before this kit, we're going to put a timer on your phone for 30 minutes. You're gonna wanna leave the vehicle on for 30 minutes. You wanna turn on the AC to full blast. You're gonna wanna pull it down to the coldest. You're gonna wanna put it to the AC. You wanna open some windows. Okay, so once you leave your vehicle on with the AC on full blast and it's coldest, you wanna leave it on for at least 30 minutes. 30 minutes later, we're gonna go to the vehicle with our AC manifold gauge and we're gonna test out the low pressure. I will show you how I test out the low pressure. After your vehicle has been on for more than 30 minutes, it should be blowing a decent amount of cold air. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull out the AC gauge and hose to test out the low pressure. So you wanna make sure that you turn the knob clockwise so you can close it. You have to have it closed. You gotta close the gauge. So you have to turn it clockwise and get it on close because we're testing the low pressure. You wanna grab the hose, the brass on it, and you wanna tie it on. So we're tying this one up. The other end, we're gonna put it on the gauge that's on the AC under the hood, and I'll show you how to do that. That is the AC line. That is the low pressure AC gauge, which is what you want to do because we're using the low pressure. So the low pressure gauge goes in. Okay, so reading the pressure, the low pressure, we have around like 25 pressure, and it's in range. It's below 50 and at 25 on the low range. That's how much pressure we're getting. If you read on the interpreting pressure readings, In range means my AC is working properly. Low means I need to add refrigerant. So in my case, I need to add some refrigerant because it's almost at the low range. It's in the green, but it's falling out to the low, which is not good. We have to add refrigerant. But if it's above the green, like around 40, then you should not add refrigerant because you're going to mess up the AC. You do not want to overfill the AC with refrigerant. So in my case, it's low, almost on the low side, so I have to add refrigerant. Low, add refrigerant. So while using this refrigerant, you do not want to overfill. In my case, it said that I have to add refrigerant because it was almost that low. It was 21 and below 25, so I have to add refrigerant when it's on low. You want to make sure you do not overfill. This also has a meter. Filled is below 50, but above 25. I have below 25, like 21, but it's still in range. That means I need a little more. So you turn it on, 23 PSI. You want to move the bottle around. You're going to press the trigger to engage the AC refrigerant, but you want to shake it around as you do so. So shake the bottle around as you do so. And you want to pull the trigger for at least 15 seconds and then release so you can check your pressure and make sure you're not overfilling. I want to add it just a little bit more and make sure we keep it below 50. .24 is fine, as we saw at the interpretation of the gauge and hose. It tells you to keep it below 25 and not overfill. So after I checked the low pressure for the second time, it's still in range. To play it safe, I'd keep it in range. Just so I won't overfill and play it safe. End up ruining my AC and having to take it to a mechanic. So it's in range still. I'm gonna play it safe and I'm gonna leave it like that. If it goes down to low, then I'm going to recharge it. But right now it's in the green, so I do not need to add any more refrigerant after I've checked the pressure for the second time. So this was the quick method of recharging your AC with refrigerant, checking the low pressure, adding refrigerant, and stopping leaks. How I tested the low pressure and how I added the refrigerant. Before I did all that stuff, you want to turn on your vehicle for 30 minutes, turn the AC on with it on full blast at its coldest. I was able to make my AC below cold air. Not everybody has universal understanding, so this video also helps me with being able to socialize with my camera. I'm not autistic. I just like to put my money where my mouth is. I will also add how to change the air filter that's under the hood. Is what we're going to be changing. I have a STP SA7597 that I got from AutoZone. AutoZone will tell you which one fits your vehicle with your VIN number, your VIN number. So this is what popped up. This fits my vehicle, and I'll show you how to switch the air filter from under the hood. These are washable, but I'm going to put a brand new filter in it. But these are washable. I will use a brand new filter though and just wash this one and use it in the future probably. So that is the old one, and now we're bringing in the new one. Drop it in, just like how you saw that one. This one obviously fits. This one obviously fits my vehicle, AutoZone. You would just give them your VIN number and they will tell you which air filter fits your vehicle. If your vehicle cranks and it runs properly, the engine runs, and you're able to move your vehicle, that means you installed it properly. If you did it, your vehicle will not turn on if you didn't install your air filter properly. Because without the air filter, the vehicle will not turn on. And that'll actually be it for this part. All I needed to do was just to change the air filter. I chose a 2004 Chevrolet Malibu with a V6 engine because I do not want to deal with too much electronic. The 2004 Chevrolet Malibu just to deal less with electronic components. Mechanical is always better in my opinion.